Across America, scattered throughout deserts, forests, and forgotten corners of our vast landscape, there exist places where the veil between worlds seems impossibly thin. Here, belief and mystery intertwine in ways that defy easy explanation, whispering secrets from ancient times and echoing with the prayers of generations. Deserts are marked with symbols whose meanings are lost to the ages. Isolated hilltops are adorned with prayer flags, their silent messages carried on the wind. Chapels stand on ground deemed sacred for millennia, their foundations rooted in profound spiritual energy. Every day, countless souls journey to these enigmatic sites. They seek solace, search for answers, or simply yearn for a deeper connection to something beyond the mundane. But what is it about these particular locations that imbues them with such an enduring sense of mystery, even for those who hold them sacred? What unseen forces or forgotten histories create this profound feeling of something just beyond our grasp? Join us as we embark on a spiritual exploration, delving into these veiled sanctuaries to uncover their secrets. Welcome to The Scholar's Ledger, where history, faith, and power are revealed in their most intriguing forms. The United States, though young in terms of European settlement, possesses a spiritual landscape of astonishing depth and complexity. It is a tapestry woven from diverse traditions, ancient beliefs, and emergent spiritual movements. This land holds Christian shrines drawing thousands of pilgrims annually, alongside indigenous sacred lands venerated for countless generations. Here you'll find sites connected to new religious movements, born uniquely on American soil, and historic churches steeped in unexplained stories passed down through time. These places rarely offer simple answers or promise instant miracles. Instead, they invite profound questions, cultivate transformative experiences, and evoke feelings that transcend mere words. Often, it is in the embrace of mystery and the pursuit of unanswered questions that faith finds its most potent expression. Let us journey together into this fascinating realm, seeking to understand the compelling allure of America's most mysterious religious sites. To truly explore these sites, we must first grapple with the elusive nature of mystery itself. What precisely renders a religious site enigmatic? Mystery can manifest in myriad forms, each drawing us deeper into its embrace. Sometimes it stems from unclear origins, where the builders and their original intentions have been swallowed by the mists of time. Ancient symbols etched into stone or landscape often remain undeciphered, their profound messages lost to modern understanding. Other times, mystery arises from unexplained stories and extraordinary experiences reported by visitors. These accounts speak of phenomena that defy rational explanation, events that do not conform to our scientific understanding of the world. Yet, perhaps the most profound mystery lies in the deep emotional and spiritual reactions these places evoke within us. You step into such a space, and the very air feels different, charged with an unseen energy. Time seems to slow, offering an overwhelming sense of peace, awe, or even a subtle unease. Some mysteries are undeniably historical, rooted in a genuine lack of information about past events or purposes. However, many others are deeply personal and subjective, resonating uniquely with each individual. What one person perceives as profoundly mysterious, another might find entirely ordinary. This leads us to a crucial question. Does mystery reside objectively within the place itself, an inherent quality of its location? Or is it a construct, born from the expectations, beliefs, and emotional states that we, as seekers, bring to these sacred grounds? Consider the ancient wisdom found in Deuteronomy. The secret things belong to the Lord our God, but the things revealed belong to us and to our children forever. This verse acknowledges that certain aspects of reality, certain facets of the divine, are simply beyond our complete comprehension. Perhaps the mystery inherent in religious spaces is not a flaw, but a fundamental feature. These sites may be designed to humble us, to remind us that there is always something more, something beyond what our senses can perceive or our intellect can fully grasp. Our journey begins with America's most ancient sacred sites, places recognized as spiritually potent long before any European structures graced this continent. Native American tribes across North America have revered specific locations for thousands of years, seeing them as vital arteries of spiritual life. Majestic mountains like Bear Butte in South Dakota or Mount Shasta in California stand as natural cathedrals. Healing springs believed to possess restorative powers bubble forth from the earth. Striking rock formations such as Devil's Tower in Wyoming command reverence. These are not merely beautiful landscapes, they are living spiritual entities, often described as places of profound balance and connection. Many indigenous traditions do not adhere to the Western concept of worship. Instead, these sites are seen as nexus points where the natural and spiritual worlds converge, allowing for a deep connection to the earth, to ancestors, and to the sacred forces animating the universe. Visitors often describe an almost palpable quietness, a profound weight that encourages hushed tones and careful movements. This leads us to a respectful yet thought-provoking question. Can a place be genuinely sacred without the presence of human-built religious institutions? Can sacredness exist intrinsically within a mountain or a spring, simply by virtue of its being without the need for temples, churches, or organized rituals? Western religious thought often centers on human-constructed holy spaces. However, indigenous traditions frequently recognize sacredness within the landscape itself, in places that were never built but simply are. This perspective offers a fundamentally different understanding of how the sacred operates, challenging many of our assumptions about spiritual significance. It is also crucial to acknowledge the complex history surrounding many of these sites. Many sacred indigenous lands have suffered damage, desecration, or have been transformed into tourist attractions, often without due respect for their profound spiritual importance. This difficult legacy is an integral part of navigating the mysteries of America's religious landscape. Moving forward through America's history, we encounter Christian sites that have cultivated their own unique aura of mystery and spiritual significance. Certain American churches and shrines have become powerful pilgrimage destinations, drawing seekers through reports of healings, miraculous events, or unexplained phenomena. Consider the mission San Xavier del Bac in Arizona, where visitors often speak of an overwhelming sense of peace washing over them. The Chapel of the Holy Cross in Sedona, dramatically built into red rock formations, inspires profound spiritual experiences. Historic adobe churches in New Mexico have defied the normal processes of decay for centuries, their endurance seeming almost miraculous. There are shrines where individuals report apparitions or visions, experiencing the Virgin Mary or a tangible divine presence. Sites where sacred objects appear mysteriously preserved beyond natural expectations. Churches with such extensive histories have accumulated layers of story and legend, making it challenging to separate verifiable fact from deeply held faith tradition. Pilgrims describe experiencing deep peace, spiritual renewal, or answers to prayers. Yet, others report feelings of unease or discomfort, sensing something about the place that feels unsettling. The biblical verse, "We walk by faith, not by sight," suggests that spiritual reality often transcends visual evidence or empirical proof. This brings us to a profound inquiry. Are these genuine spiritual encounters with the divine, or are they deeply human psychological responses to environments culturally coded as sacred? When someone experiences healing at a pilgrimage site, is it direct divine intervention or a powerful combination of the placebo effect, belief, and community support? And ultimately, does the mechanism truly matter? If an individual's life is genuinely transformed and improved by their experience at a sacred site, does the precise explanation behind that improvement diminish its profound impact? Or is the transformative result itself the most significant aspect? These questions invite us to ponder the intricate relationship between faith, experience, and the mysterious workings of the human spirit. America has long been a fertile ground for the emergence of new spiritual expressions and alternative religious movements. Many of these groups have meticulously crafted their own sacred spaces, which often appear deeply mysterious to outsiders. We speak of isolated temples built by groups like the early Mormons, who forged entire sacred complexes in the vast Utah desert. These sites often feature geometric monuments and structures, incorporating esoteric symbolism and sacred geometry. Consider places like the Integratron in California, a unique structure reportedly built based on telepathic communications with extraterrestrials. Then there's the House on the Rock in Wisconsin, which began as one individual's eccentric vision and evolved into a sprawling, surreal complex that some visitors describe as profoundly spiritual. For believers within these movements, these places are imbued with purpose and intentionality, filled with meaning that resonates with their specific spiritual understanding. They serve as vital centers for rituals, community gatherings, and the physical manifestation of unique beliefs. However, to outsiders who do not share these beliefs or understand the symbolic language, these sites can appear enigmatic, strange, and at times even unsettling. This leads us to a delicate but necessary question. Does mystery or unfamiliarity automatically equate to danger? When we encounter religious spaces that defy our familiar categories, when their symbolism is foreign and their practices seem strange, is it fair to assume something sinister is at play? Or are we simply experiencing the natural discomfort of encountering genuinely different belief systems? American religious history is replete with examples of groups initially perceived as mysterious and threatening, only to later become accepted parts of the broader spiritual landscape. The line between a mysterious new movement and a dangerous cult is often blurred, and our initial reactions can sometimes reveal more about our own limitations and prejudices than about the actual place or group. These sites challenge us to expand our understanding of faith and sacredness, urging us to look beyond our preconceived notions and embrace the vast diversity of human spiritual expression. Let us now delve into the fascinating intersection of psychology and sacred space, exploring how physical environments profoundly shape our perceptions and experiences. Researchers in environmental psychology and the neuroscience of spiritual experience have illuminated how our surroundings dramatically influence our thoughts and emotions. Silence, for instance, has measurable effects on brain activity and stress levels, fostering a sense of inner calm. The sheer scale of a space, whether vast and open or intimate and enclosed, fundamentally alters our sense of self in relation to our environment. Religious architecture is meticulously designed to evoke specific psychological and emotional responses. Soaring ceilings and expansive spaces can make us feel small, fostering humility or awe. Dim lighting and flickering candles create an atmosphere that slows our perception of time, encouraging introspection. Repetitive rituals and chanting can induce meditative states, altering consciousness. The scent of incense, the resonant sound of bells, the tactile sensation of ancient stone underfoot, all these sensory inputs are carefully orchestrated to create particular spiritual experiences. This brings us to a crucial consideration. When individuals visit mysterious religious sites and report profound spiritual experiences, are they encountering the divine, or are they experiencing themselves more deeply? Are they connecting with something transcendent, or are they tapping into aspects of their own consciousness that typically remain hidden? Perhaps the answer is both. This question may present a false dichotomy. If one believes that humanity is created in the divine image, or that the divine permeates all creation, then a deeper self-discovery might indeed be an encounter with the divine. The fact that we can identify some psychological and neurological mechanisms behind spiritual experiences does not necessarily negate their genuine spiritual nature. Mystery and mechanism can, and often do, coexist. These sites serve as powerful catalysts, facilitating a profound inner journey that is both deeply personal and potentially transcendent. They remind us that the human spirit is intricately connected to its environment, and that sacred spaces are powerful tools for self-discovery and spiritual awakening. There is a captivating dynamic in how mystery evolves. It deepens and expands over time, nurtured by stories passed down through generations. A single unexplained event at a religious site can blossom into legend over decades and centuries. A reported healing, for example, is told and retold, embellished and expanded, until it becomes an integral part of the site's identity. A rumor transforms into a cherished tradition. What might have begun as a subjective personal experience gradually becomes accepted as objective historical fact within the community. This process is not necessarily about intentional deception or myth-making. It is simply how human memory and storytelling function. We are inherently meaning-making creatures, and we naturally construct narratives that imbue our experiences in sacred places with profound significance. History demonstrates that mystery rarely fades with time. If anything, it evolves and intensifies. The older a site becomes, the more layers of story accumulate, making it increasingly difficult to disentangle what truly happened from what people believe happened. In many ways, this accumulated mystery becomes more potent and significant than any individual verifiable fact. So, perhaps the fundamental question isn't whether these places are objectively mysterious in some measurable sense. Instead, we might ask, why do we, as humans, need them to be mysterious? What does mystery offer that clear, rational explanation cannot? I believe mystery cultivates humility within us. It serves as a constant reminder that we do not possess all the answers, that reality is far vaster and stranger than our current understanding can fully encompass. Mystery creates an essential space for awe, for wonder, and for the profound possibility that there exists something beyond the material world we can measure and quantify. It invites us to embrace the unknown, to open ourselves to experiences that transcend logic, and to acknowledge the enduring power of the spiritual realm in our lives. So, do America's mysterious religious sites primarily guide us toward faith, or do they ignite our curiosity? Are they tangible reminders of the genuinely unknown aspects of reality, or are they profound reflections of our deep human longing for meaning and significance? In a society increasingly driven by data, measurable outcomes, rational explanation, and scientific understanding, what vital role does mystery still play in our spiritual lives? These are not questions with simple, definitive answers, and that is precisely their power. America's mysterious religious sites do not demand belief from anyone. They are not striving to prove anything or convert anyone. Instead, they extend an invitation to reflection, to create space for profound questions, and to allow for experiences that resist easy categorization. They serve as powerful reminders that not everything spiritual is measurable, not everything meaningful requires explanation, and not everything truly important can be reduced to mere facts and data. Whether these places are genuine portals to a transcendent reality, or simply beautiful locations where humans have projected their deepest spiritual yearnings, or whether that distinction even truly matters, is a journey each person must undertake for themselves. What remains undeniable is that mystery still holds immense power in our lives, that sacred spaces continue to draw countless seekers, and that America's religious landscape is far more complex, profound, and utterly fascinating than most people ever realize. This is the Scholar's Ledger, where history, faith, and power are revealed. If this video has sparked your curiosity about America's mysterious sacred sites, we invite you to hit the subscribe button and drop a comment below. Share any mysterious religious places you've visited or heard about. Your insights and experiences are invaluable to this ongoing conversation, enriching our collective spiritual exploration.